All right, good morning, class.
Good morning.
All right, so today in STEAM we're going to be talking about who? Leonardo DaVinci. We talked about him last year. Who remembers that we talked about him last year? Raise your hand. Great. Hands down. I want to ask you a couple of questions in the beginning of class, then I'll ask you again at the end of class, okay? First question. What do you know about Leonardo da Vinci? Raise your hand. If you know something, you can tell me something about Leonardo da Vinci. Tell me something.
He was an inventor and artist.
Yes, and I do have it up here, so I should stand in front of it, shouldn't I? Yes?
He's a mathematician.
Mathematician, yeah.
He's an engineer.
Uh-huh. Everybody can see that. Yes. He's all those things, right? What else were we going to say?
He was an artist.
He was an artist. What is he the most famous for, do you think? Yeah.
The Mona Lisa.
For being an artist, probably in Mona Lisa. He's most well known for that, right? But he did so much more, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe the art pieces we remember the most because we see them, right?
Yeah.
But we also see many, many things that he invented, don't we? What are some things that he had ideas about? Do you remember? What are some things? Yes? He did make a hot, he drew a hot air balloon. Did he make all of the things or was he thinking about them?
Thinking about
Some things he made, some things he was just thinking about, right? He had lots of ideas. Which leads me to the question, how did he get those ideas? Who knows what the word observational study, an observational study? Who knows what that means? What do you think that means? What does it mean to observe? Ideas? Okay, what do you think?
I think it means that they try to make good ideas to impress them.
A good idea to impress them. Well, if you were going to make an observational study, what would you be doing? Think of the word, yeah.
Observing.
Observing. What does that mean? What's observing? I got to pick someone else because you two have answered the question. What does it mean to observe? Yeah?
To look around.
To look around or look. What's that? To learn about it. Yeah. If I was going to observe that crow up there, right? If I was going to observe the crow that's up top, let me grab it. Let's grab it. Come on, right? If I was going to observe a real crow out there in nature, yes, yeah. Look at it closer. Absolutely. You're going to take your time and really look at it, not just draw what you think it is. And he didn't just draw them. What else was he watching for? If he was watching a bird, what would he might be looking for? Yeah. Looking at the feathers. What about the feathers? Huh? If you were looking at this bird, and you were talking about the feathers, how would you describe the feathers? Huh? What color are they? Black. What do feathers do? Yes? Flop. Move. How do they help the bird? These are questions that you would ask yourself while you're, wow, lots of answers. How do they help the bird? Yep. Aerodynamic. But how? In what way? How do feathers? If I put feathers on myself, would I be able to fly?
No.
So there's got to be more to it, right? These are the kind of things you might observe, right? Doing observational study, you are studying the object, which he did a lot of. He looked at nature and was inspired by nature. What does it mean to be inspired? What does the word inspired mean? What does inspired mean? Yes? You can do it. What do you think? Jillian, what does inspire me?
Something that you really like and change your mind.
Not really change your mind, but what's another way to say it? You're very close. Inspired means like you have ideas from it, right? Or so like in nature, when he saw a shell and maybe had a squirrel on top, he was inspired to design something that we made last year that came down. Do you remember what that is? Please stop that. Do you remember what that was? What was that?
A helicopter.
He designed a helicopter he noticed that squirrel could maybe do more than just squirrel. Remember, he worked with water. So I'd go down, he thought air could go in there and build up, which he figured out, right? Yeah, he designed many things before his time, before they had the technology to make it. Then his sketches were inspiration for people in modern times to make things. They used his sketches, his blueprint, his designs. Okay. Now that's what we learned. We know that about him, right? Let's learn about Leonardo. Let's do a quick video to remember Leonardo. Remember, he died 600 years ago. Yet we're still learning from him. It's pretty amazing, right? That's amazing. So we're gonna this month, while we're talking about Leonardo da Vinci, we're gonna learn how to think like Leo. We'll figure out what do you think that means? Think like Leo. What would that mean? Do something like him. Think like him. Did he just walk by a bird?
No.
Did he stop and study that bird and figure out how in the world it gets up in the air? Yeah, right. He's inspired, right? So those are our two words today. Observational studies and inspiration. Okay? Let's watch about Leonardo. Oh, let me turn the light off.
Buildings and machinery. He had over 20,000 pages of ideas. Hundreds of years later,
He had so many ideas. 20,000 ideas and more probably. You think he was always thinking about stuff?
No. Yes.
You don't think so, Tina?
When you're not the kid.
Maybe. I think he was still thinking of things. It's hard to know, right? We don't know. We can't talk to him right now, but he sure thought of a lot of stuff. Was he thinking about just painting his pictures?
No.
Was he thinking about everything in his surrounding world?
Yes.
Yeah. And he was really good at it, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So does that mean if you decide to be an artist, you should just be an artist? No. If you decide to be anything, you don't have to just be the one thing and one thing only. You can be many, many different things. It wasn't defined. Are you just one thing?
No.
Do you like many things?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you study many things and
Yes.
learn about them?
Yes.
And keep learning about them?
Yes.
Can I still learn about things at my age?
Yes.
Absolutely. I learn about you guys every day, right? All right, let's go on.
some of these ideas and drawings were used as blueprints to create perfect working models. Some of these designs included sketches of hang gliders, helicopters, war
Did they have those back then?
musical instruments, types of
But he
pumps,
thought this could work.
bridges, and
So
more.
he drew a picture
Here's an interesting
and
fact.
how it might work.
Leonardo was so concerned that someone would copy his ideas that he spelled words backwards with reversed letters so that his notes would only be readable when reflected in a mirror. Tuck.
That's the Da Vinci Code. Has anyone ever heard of the Da Vinci Code? Yes. Yes. So he had so many ideas, and his ideas were brilliant, amazing ideas. He wrote them down in his journal every day, all of his ideas, because he was always thinking, drawing pictures, writing down notes next to the pictures. But he thought if somebody came along and saw those, they might take them for their own idea and get credit for his idea. So what did he do? What did he do?
He made the Da Vinci Code.
And what is that?
He wrote the words backwards so
Yes,
nobody
he
could
did.
read it.
That's right.
If they had a mirror, then you could see it.
That's exactly right. So he's the only one who knew that if you put a mirror up to it, you'd be able to read it, right? So he would write backwards. So no one else could figure out what he was talking about. He would have to tell them, right? We're going to practice that in a little while.
Wait, that's what we do?
About a secret code. Also during this time, Leonardo produced his first anatomical
So he studied the human body, and he noticed how we're very even on both sides.
It's most
He did
likely
measurements.
the Vitruvian
If you cut us right
But
in
you
half,
may have seen
we're
the
exactly the same on both
Recognize
sides,
this
except for our
painting?
inside.
It is called The Last Supper.
So today, because Leonardo kept a journal, what's a journal, by the way? If you tell me, what's a journal?
It's something that you can draw or write something.
Absolutely, you put your ideas down, your thoughts, right? We're gonna make journals in here, all right? Normally we write from left to right. This time we're gonna write from right to left, and our letters will go the other way. So if my C goes to right, we're gonna start over here and go to the left. And then my R is gonna go to the left. My I will be the same. My C will go to the left. My K will go to the left. My M will look pretty similar. My A will have a tail to the left. And my N will go over to the left. That's how you're going to write. So when I give you your books, I want you to write your name regular first on the front. Open your first page. Go ahead and try to write backwards, okay? If you get that done, you can try to write a sentence.
Oh, no.
All right, let's do it. That's great.